Hey folks, it's Patriot Nurse. I'm making this video today in response to two new bills that are coming out from the Virginia legislature. The governor just said, in no certain terms, that his bill, and I'll put links to all of this in the description box below lest I be accused of clickbaiting. Basically, the governor said that they would allow a full-term, by the way, full-term, full viability infant to be born to a family, given full resuscitative protocol, and then had discussions with the family to decide whether or not the infant should still be aborted. Translation, murdered, okay? Something that you need to know. My background is in many things, but a labor and delivery nurse. I am NRP, which is neonatal resuscitation provider, and stable certified. So everything that you can have as far as keeping babies alive, I've had it. I've been trained on it. I've done it in real life. For those of you who are healthcare providers out there, you're probably sitting there, if you have an ounce of care for human life, which is hopefully why you went into the profession in the first place, you're looking at this sitting here thinking, how the hell have they manufactured such a bill? Ladies and gentlemen, these people, these leftists, these Democrats are introducing legislation in such a rapid fashion that they are attempting to overwhelm good and lawful people with the whack-a-mole method, which is there are so many things coming out, how do I go after each individual one? Ladies and gentlemen, these are the same people with whom you are being told by the Dickinsons of the generation, yes, those people who say we should keep sending olive branches, keep having dialogues, all of this stuff. These are the people with whom you are supposed to be negotiating and having a dialogue and having a discussion about your rights. So now they don't just want your right to defend yourself, they want to be able to murder infants. Murder full-term, fully viable infants. Now I'll put it this way. I have in my career been present at the births of babies who were both viable, meaning that they were full-term, they could live, life outside the womb was easily sustainable, resuscitation or no resuscitation. I've been at their births, a whole lot of them. I've also been at births, unfortunately, of infants who were not viable and for whom their mother's health was deteriorating so quickly that it necessitated their rapid birth. And I've been there and I've done resuscitation on these infants, and unfortunately they didn't make it, okay? But I want you to be aware of something. We resuscitated those children per protocol, which is a national standard. We resuscitated them with the full knowledge of the parents. And I never had a parent say, okay, after this child is born, then go ahead and kill it. But this is what the governor of Virginia is advocating, that a parent, a mother of a full-term infant, a baby that is adoptable, by the way, by couples who are desperate to have children and desperate for infants, they would have this baby born full-term, given full resuscitation if indicated, and then having a discussion as to whether or not the child was allowed to live. So let me get this straight. Personhood at this point is not about viability anymore, which historically these abortion advocates have been all about. Personhood and the ability for an individual to live is about whether or not that person is deemed valuable or useful or wanted. You have an infant. This isn't about anymore the same little arguments that they've been pushing since Roe v. Wade about viability and whether or not it's a heartbeat or a person at 20 weeks, 22 weeks. This isn't about that anymore. You've got a full viable baby who may or may not have received resuscitative care, but who is capable of breathing and living by its own, and they're having a discussion as to whether or not to kill it. That is the state of our country right now. And if you're pissed about this, you damn well should be. And for those of you nurses out there who watch my channel, you know what you took that oath for. The Florence Nightingale, the oath. I will not knowingly administer any harmful drug, and I will not assist in any harmful procedure. We took that oath. And I meant it when I took it. And there is no way in hell that I would allow the death of a child, especially one I had resuscitated, who is full-term viable. There's no way I'm going to allow anybody to do anything to that child. I have a responsibility as a human being, and you have a responsibility as a human being. These are our patients, and I don't stop caring for a patient because it's unloved. Some of my dearest friends in the world are people who are nurses who specialize in the care of infants and who specialize in NICU and resuscitative care. And there's no way in hell that they're going to do this. And I am really steamed because the only way that these legislators get their will is for people like us, for nurses, for doctors, for nurse practitioners, for respiratory therapists. The only way they get their will in things like this is for our representative organizations to, okay, yeah, that's you, American Nurses Association, you communist scum. The only way that these legislators get this crap through is with compliance on our part as healthcare providers. And I'm here to tell you there's no way in hell that I would do this, ever, ever. I got 2 patients in that room, my mom and my baby. My mom and my baby. And I don't stop caring for a patient. And I don't kill a patient because it suddenly is unwanted and unloved. No, that Virginia governor needs to go to hell. And folks, for those of you who think this is just a little bit too edgy, you need to wake the hell up and get real about the consequences that you are facing with these people. If you're not steamed about this, there's something wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with people like me because we see life and death every day. We've been in the room when these babies live or die, God forbid. We get the consequences. And folks, how in the world the good people of Virginia put this piece of crap in office is beyond me. But the fact is, it is what it is. And you got these self-loathing women up there in Richmond who are making these rules, thinking that they're empowering women. No, you're a freaking murderer. You have a viable infant who can live, who can breathe, who can eat, who can suck. He can eat, he can feed himself. And you're going to murder him because he's unwanted? That is what you're dealing with. These are the people with whom we're supposed to have logical, reasonable conversations. I am done talking with them. We're not talking anymore. I'm not talking with you about my gun rights. I'm not talking with you about anything related to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness because it's abundantly clear to me that you absolutely hate and deplore it if it's not someone voting for you. But get this video out. Let people know about this. And if you are a nurse or a healthcare provider, don't you dare comply. Stand up for what you know is right. Refuse to be part of this and remember your oath. For now, it's Patriot Nurse signing off, and I'll see you later. That was my rant, but God almighty, folks, like if you're not steamed over this, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. You need to share this video and get this out, especially for those of you who are nurses, doctors, nurse practitioners, physician's assistants, respiratory therapists. Like, it's sickening. We took an oath, and that oath included not knowingly administering harmful drugs and not performing procedures that were dangerous to our patients. And last time I checked, in an operating room, when I've got a mom and a baby, or in the birthing room when I've got a mom and a baby, I have 2 patients, not 1. For now, it's Patriot Nurse signing off. I'll see y'all later. Folks, if you want to support me on Subscribestar or Patreon and cryptocurrency, please do that. Because I don't know how long this YouTube Gestapo is going to let us be. People like me who value freedom and self-sufficiency.